the struggle, the real struggle after I got into this business, for sure, life-changing for me and something I've never done before in my entire life. But why didn't I officially announce it on YouTube until today? I did not see this coming. How should I say this? Significant personal decision, and this has something to do with you, so you should know this. I've never done a video like this before, personal life update. I'm actually a pretty private person. Well, come on, Chi, you're on YouTube. Yes, but I'm on YouTube just to give you the styling tips, so the videos are really about you. I never thought I would make a video about me. But as 2021 is coming to an end, I feel like I owe it to you. If I don't tell you about this before this year ends, I feel like I didn't have a proper closure. Some of you are on my newsletter. Maybe you're in my Facebook group, so you already know this. But I hope you continue to watch it because today is the first time I'm opening up about the struggles I'm going through after I made this decision. Okay, here it comes. I have quit my corporate job to pursue my own business. And what is that business? A clothing site for petite women. Why is that such a big deal? This was not an easy decision for me. This job is the first and the last one I had since my MBA from NYU. So I've been in this job for 13 years. It was a very steady finance-related job, and I had a career that's very predictable. I didn't grow up thinking that one day I'm gonna leave a steady paycheck to go for something that's unpredictable, basically having a small business. It's shocking even to myself. For those of you, if you already know that I have a clothing site, the following is what I've never shared with you before. I quit my job back in May. For the 6 months, I really realized how tough this business is. Well, let's take a step back. I did not come into this business thinking it was going to be a rosy picture. No, I knew it was going to be hard. And how did I know? I personally talked to at least 5 women that has done this before me. They had a petite-focused business, making their own lines, they were manufacturing it, and some of them were doing what I'm doing. They're the retailers. 5 years ago, they were in business, and today, guess how many of them is still doing it? 0. That already told me how hard it is to be in a niche market like this, and especially if you are a small business. If all the big companies are getting out of this niche, that says something about it. Talking about Gap, J.Crew, they don't carry petite size in store anymore. You have to get everything online. If you're gonna rent all that expensive real estate, every customer that walks by has to be your potential customer. You cannot afford to have 2 out of 10 people walking by and those are your niche customers. So that's how hard, how challenging it is to be serving a niche market. But that said, even with my expectation that this wasn't going to be easy, still, this is harder than I had thought. Clothing is highly perishable. I did not see this coming. I had thought if I get certain styles, if they don't sell well, I could always sell them next year. They're not like food. They're not going to get bad. I was wrong about that. Especially as a small business, you couldn't afford to have that sitting on your shelves and not moving. I'm adding 5 to 10 new styles every single week. You need to have the capital to do that. I'm constantly struggling between, do I have enough or do I have too much? Inventory management is such a big risk, and that's what put a lot of small shops out of business. I'm not a manufacturer, and that sets a lot of limitations on what I could do. Every single day, I get customers' questions. Well, Chi, why don't you carry my size? You know, some of them are extra small, some of them are extra large, some of them are plus size. Sometimes customers take it pretty personal. It's not because I don't want to offer those sizes. It's because majority of the manufacturers only make small, medium, large, and they come in pre-packed. I don't get to pick and choose what size and how many of that size I can get. And by the way, it's not that I don't have extra small or extra large. I do. Maybe 2 out of 10 styles, I can find extra small or extra large for my customers. And rest of them, they're simply not available. And this also makes me feel very unsettling because why did I start this business to begin with? Because I want women who can't find their size to find their size. Yet, I still couldn't offer those sizes to a lot of women who want extra small or extra large or plus size. Well, Chi, why don't you manufacture it then? It's a whole different ballgame. You gotta have that scale in order to be a manufacturer. If I go to a factory and ask them to make certain styles for me, guess how many minimum quantity they request? At least 500 pieces. In some cases, it's even more. So that means for a small business that I am at this point, I simply couldn't afford to have the styles made according to what my customers want. Another big struggle is with the time. I did not expect the clothing side to take so much time. Before I got into this, I had a full-time job and I was writing blog posts on the side and I was doing YouTube once a week. After I had the clothing business, I realized that itself is a full-time job. In the beginning, I was trying to do it all by myself. I was getting burned out real quick. And then I realized it's impossible for me to do it all by myself and keep up with all the other creative work which I want to do on YouTube and for my blog. At this point, I feel lucky that I have been able to find women to help me with this business. Now I have a small team, but they have been extremely helpful and I am extremely thankful for having these amazing girls help me with customer questions, with packaging orders, with processing returns, and answering social media questions and all of that. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. And of course, my husband, he does everything else that I need help with. I didn't make such a decision. The first reason, I see a need that's not being met. I'm 5'2", so I know it's a pain. It's a struggle, real struggle, to find clothing if you are under 5'4". And there's plenty of us who's 5 feet, 4'11", and under. We really don't have a clothing option. It's no news to us that all the major department stores have been shrinking their petite selection. If they have anything at all, these are the options that we don't want to wear. You can still find a few petite brands here and there, but that's pretty much it. Where is this industry going? Is it just gonna disappear one day completely? That is a primary reason that motivates me to find a solution for this. The other part of the equation, of course, is because the corporate job was no longer satisfactory after 13 years of doing the same thing year after year. And then also, we moved to the suburbs after I had my son. My commute time was getting out of control, honestly. It was an hour 45 minutes one way. So I knew I wasn't going to continue to do that in the long term. For more than 6 months now. But why didn't I officially announce it on YouTube until today? Part of it is maybe you call it fear of selling. For example, if I really love a jacket, I'll tell you where it's from. I got this from a tailor, I got from J. Crew. That sounds natural. But if I say, I love these ponchos from my website, for me, I feel like I'm promoting myself. So I just didn't feel natural to do that. Whatever you call that, I know I need to get over that. I don't want to give you the impression that I just came here to rant and give you all these negative sides of having this business and complaining about things. No, that is totally not me. I got a lot of warm notes from a lot of you. Some of you have told me, today I got my order, everything fit perfectly. This never happened to me before. And thank you so much for doing what you do. A lot of you have reached out to me and that's what makes me feel warm in my heart and that's what keeps me going. 6 months ago, I quit my job. I followed my heart doing what I thought was worthwhile. If you were to ask me today, and I'm gonna tell you, yes, that's still how I feel about it. I made the right decision. This is worthwhile. My name's Chi, and this is one of my stories.